Hello students, today we're going to look at how to find the mean absolute deviation. And I'm going to abbreviate it as MAD, M-A-D for mean absolute deviation, because it makes me mad that I have to teach this. But that's another story altogether, we'll talk about that later. So to find mean absolute deviation, there are actually only 3 steps. It looks like a whole lot, but there's really only 3 steps. And I want you to write these 3 steps at the bottom, okay? Those 3 steps at the bottom. Ha, made you look. 3 steps to the bottom. First, find the mean, then subtract, and then find the mean again. 3 simple steps. Find the mean, subtract, and then find the mean. And you'll remember that the mean stands for the average. Mean and average are exactly the same thing. Okay, so we're going to do that. I've got a list of numbers that they want me to find the mean absolute deviation of. And so it's 2, 3, 3, 5, and 7. So the first thing I need to do is find the mean of those 5 numbers. So I add them together, 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, and I hit enter, and I get 20. And since there's 5 numbers, I divide by 5, and I get the number 4. So the mean is 4. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 4 from each of these numbers. So I'm going to put the mean here so I know that it's 4, 4, all of them is 4. And now I'm going to subtract. The deal is, though, I want you to subtract so that you always end up with a positive number. That's where the absolute comes from. Absolute value of a number is the distance the number is from 0, and it's always positive. So we need all positive numbers when we subtract. So 4 minus 2 is, I'm going to scoot this over for a second, 2. And 4 minus 3 is 1, and 4 minus 4 is 0, and 5 minus 4 is 1, and 7 minus 4 is 3. So we just subtracted the mean from each one of those numbers. My green pen isn't working out so hot. So my new numbers now, after I subtracted each one of those numbers in the list by the mean, I got 2, 1, 0, 1, and 3. And so the last step is to find the average of those numbers. So I'm going to add them together, 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3, and I get 7. And so 7 I divide by 5, because that's how many numbers I have, divided by 5, and you get 7/5. So I want you to do Control Enter to find what the decimal is, and the decimal is 0.28. But the instructions up here at the top say to round to the nearest tenth if we need to. So I'm going to round 0.28 to the nearest tenth, and I get 0.3. Okay, so what we should have done here is put the sum of all those numbers, which was 7, divided by 5, and then I get 0.3 as the mean absolute deviation. So the mean absolute deviation of this set of numbers is 0.3. Again, find the mean of the numbers, subtract them, and then find the mean again. You're probably wondering, what does mean absolute deviation mean? Well, the short answer is it's the distance the average is from the center of all of the numbers. Okay? It's very rarely used in statistics unless you are in a statistician role. You do statistics. It's not used very often. Just remember that you find the mean, you subtract, and then you find the mean again, and you're good to go. Now, what I want you to do before you come to Math Workshop is to find the mean absolute deviation of these 5 numbers, 8, 1, 9, 1, 6. You can put them here. Put the first mean here, subtract, and then find a mean of that set of numbers. And then when you come to Math Workshop, we'll make sure you have what you need.